Hey guys, I recently came across this title of a song. It was a country song, and it said, "Every storm runs out of rain," and it inspired me to pick up the phone and talk about this topic. Every storm runs out of rain, meaning no matter how your life may look right now, no matter the storm that you are currently going through, the rain, it is going to fade. It is going to stop. Brighter days do lie ahead. That challenge you are going through, it is eventually going to pass. Those trials and tribulations and those adversities that you can't seem to overcome and get through, endure through, sometimes even find the strength to be resilient in. All those seasons, those storms, those setbacks, those obstacles are going to pass. And the way to get through the storms of life, the way to experience brighter days, in order to experience the season where the rain does stop, the clouds do fade, the sun starts to rise, starts to seep through those clouds. In order to experience those days, in order to experience those brighter days, you have to find a way to endure. You have to continue to put one foot in front of the other, and you have to find the strength to keep going. Now, that is easier said than done. Living with a progressive disability where I am constantly challenged daily, having my attitude really determined how my day is going to go. For example, these past several months, I have been struggling a lot with my physical strength, and that is not the easiest to deal with. Being able to do one thing one day and waking up the next not being able to do so, that's a really big challenge. That's one hell of a storm that you're constantly going through. And you are going to have moments like that, and especially, back to my disability. My disability is one of my biggest challenges. Because of my disability, it has its cons, meaning, because my disability is progressive, it also affects my respiratory. So, being in and out of the hospital, going through the storms of life, going through those challenges within itself is not the easiest to endure. And not to mention, like normal personal things, when there's tension or conflict or negativity, around you, being in that environment, it's really hard to endure through. It's really hard to go through. It's very difficult. And in moments when, the way you go to bed and the way you wake up, you're in this constant storm and it's repetitive. Nothing seems to be getting better. Nothing seems to be going right. Those storms, you need to know that the rain does eventually run out. 5 years ago, in January 2020, I am pretty open about this. I was on a psychiatric hold. I was in a very dark place mentally, and it led me down to a very dark mental space where I was going through a very severe spiritual warfare. And being, I just turned 21 at the time, and going through that at a young age, and having my disability because I was angry with life. I was going through a lot for quite some time, where it just became very unbearable to endure through anymore, and it led me down to a very dark path where it led me being on a psychiatric hold. And back to what I was saying about my disability, is in moments that was leading up to that life experience, I just wish, I remember being in the moment, I just wish I could just get up and go, run, take off, hop in a car and just leave, go away. I didn't have that luxury or that blessing, you can say. The reason why I am sharing these things with you is because in those moments, when you're really being tested, you're really going through it, it's really hard to believe, that brighter days lie ahead, or that the rain eventually runs out. It's hard to believe in those moments that your season will change, that brighter days do lie ahead. And from me to you, I don't know what it is you go through. I don't know why it is you go through what you go through, but I do know that there is a reason and a purpose for your season. There is a reason and a purpose for everything you are going through. And again, I don't know why you go through it. I cannot tell you why you go through it. But again, I can tell you that there is a purpose for this moment, this life experience you were going through. There is a reason and a purpose for your life. There's a reason to your story. And the thing I learned, to discover our purpose and to discover the reasons behind our life moments, is we have to find ways to overcome it, to grow out of it. How can I become a better me because of this life experience? Back to my disability. Having SMA, I am constantly challenged every day regardless of what I go through. And the thing I learned having a progressive disability is you have to find a way to adapt to your situation. It is my attitude, regardless of what's going on, my disability is progressing, so it's literally my attitude that is going to determine how I view my day. Am I going to let my disability take much more away from me than it already has to? Meaning, my attitude is everything. How I view my life will shape how my life goes, really. Am I going to be sad and feel sorry for myself while I have this progressive disability? And many people will think that it is validated. It is okay to feel that way. Because who wouldn't, right? But see, your attitude shapes your outcome. And back to my whole psychiatric hold experience, is you have to find a way to endure. And again, it's easier said than done. And the thing I learned from those life experiences is, how can I improve me? What am I doing wrong? Not what is everybody around me not doing, or what is everyone around me doing wrong, and not doing what I think is right. How can I improve me? What is it that I need to change? What is it that I need to improve on? Is it my mindset? Do I need to develop more patience? Do I need to become stronger? Do I need to let go of something I have been holding on to for far too long? What is it? How can I improve me? So the message for you is, what is it that you need to improve on? Or what is it that you can improve on to ultimately make you a better you? I love you, I appreciate you, and remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.